the Cockshoot Cup Championship, open to a wide range of MG sports and saloon cars, and run by the Northwest Centre of the MG Car Club. And if you look in your programme, you'll see a picture of the Cockshoot Cup itself, which dates back to 1934 and was given to the MG Car Club by the then MG dealers in Manchester, Cockshoot's garage. So a very prestigious trophy, and it will go to one of two people after the two races this weekend, one today and one tomorrow. And those two people are Brian Butler, who's out in the red MGF, or Mike Peters, who's out in the blue midget. Now, essentially, Mike Peters has got to win his class today to keep his championship hopes alive. If he doesn't win Class B today, then the championship trophy for the season, the Cockshoot Cup, goes to Brian Butler. If Mike wins his class today, then it's all going on till tomorrow, because Mike would need another win tomorrow, and then he would take the championship rather than Brian Butler. And there are some other things to be fought for as well. There's drop scores to be allowed for, but I won't bore you with too many of those at the moment. Now, the drivers were all wondering what tyres to put on. I'm pretty sure they've all put wet weather tyres on, but there's a definite dry line on this start-finish line, but the old railway straight going up to Tower is very, very wet, so I think wet weather tyres is the right choice to make, but we might see some, if it stays dry, we might see some people running out of tyres at the end of this race, and the forecast for tomorrow is dry, so they don't need to worry about these tyres. As long as they finish the race today, they'll be on their dry weather tyres tomorrow. So the last couple of cars coming into place. Maddie Maguire, all the way down from Scotland in the pink and black number 23 MG ZR. Maddie definitely racing on a shoestring, but great to see Maddie as well today. And some sympathy for Pete Bramble. He's the only person driving an open car, so Pete's going to get particularly wet in the custard yellow coloured MGB Roadster. Everybody else in a closed car. So Maddie takes up her position on the grid. That's it, the marshal at the back is happy. He's... no, somebody's not happy. Home Waddington not quite in the right place at the moment. But the grid marshal's happy now, I think. So who's going to get off the line first? The little midget, Mike Peters, is a great starter, but a lot of power in the two V6s just behind him. And we'll see who gets into Clairvaux first. So we've got red lights on. And off and away they go, and Mike Peters makes a dreadful start. The rest of the field get bottled up behind him, and Phil Standish in the orange LE 500 has to take to the grass to avoid them. So an appalling start for Mike Peters in his search to become Cockshoot champion this weekend. And a ball of spray as they go down to Clairvaux, and it looks as if it's Ashley Woodward from the front row of the grid in number 7, the blue MGZ S3 takes the lead, and then coming through very quickly. Standish now filling the MG LE 500. The MG TF had a troubled practice this morning. He went into the Clairvaux gravel and had a high tension lead fall off, so he's out of position at the moment. But Mike Peters, after that dreadful start, is falling down the field, and Keith Egar, his main rival in Class B, is a long way ahead. In fact, Mike Peters losing many, many places as they head down to Tower. So this is going to be a challenging race for Mike Peters, I think. And it's going to be very, very difficult at this rate for Mike to stay in that championship, and it might well be that Brian Butler is the Cockshoot champion by the time we get to the end of this race. So, but conditions can change. 15 minutes to go in this race as the cars head down away to sunny for the first time. Not very sunny at the moment, but that's the way they go. So it's still Ashley Woodward in the lead of this race, and then we'll see who's second when they come back into the view of the commentary box. And as the rain starts again, so certainly we're not going to go dry track. That's absolutely sure. It's going to be, those of you standing out on the embankment know it's going to be wet the whole of this race. And Woodward's under pressure here from Phil Standish. Woodward in the blue ZS. We've got Standish right behind him as he comes through. And as I predicted, it's the wet weather Meister. Right from the back of the grid, it's Carl Green up to third place in the Class B car. So Carl doing absolutely the same as he did at Anglesey. And getting through the field on the first lap. He loves these conditions. So Woodward leads from Standish after the first lap. Then it's Carl Green. So Carl Green leads Class B. So it's Mike Peters has got to catch Carl Green and pass him, and Keith Egar, if he's going to stay in the championship. And that doesn't look terribly likely at the moment. So everybody was safely round for the first lap. And there's another one of our novice drivers. That's number 99. That's Aaron Jackson, he's at the back of the field, and then Matty Maguire. So we come on to the Old Railway Straight for the second time. It's Woodward leads. Woodward hanging on to that lead at the moment from the fast starting Phil Standish. Two completely different cars, ladies and gentlemen. The V6 engine in the front of the ZS and the four-cylinder engine in the middle of the MGTF LE500. So completely different engines, completely different handling characteristics, and they're turning almost the same lap time. Now, what's happening behind? Pete Bramble is trying to take fourth place as they go down to Tower. Pete Bramble sweeps past Keith Egar and takes fourth place. A brave move there by Pete Bramble, but Egar's coming back on him as they come out of the corner, and Bramble's lost some time there. I think he's going to lose at least 2 places, and he does. And at the same time, Egar's being overtaken, I think, by Phil Bowden. Yes, he is. So Bowden goes past Egar, and then Bowden breaks early. That's an odd thing to do, but that's Bowden, Egar, and then Bramble, and then Keith Birchall. So a fantastic scrap going on there in these challenging conditions for all these cars. Here come the leaders again, and it's still Woodward just in the lead from the Phil Standish Orange LE500. Just 12 minutes left to go in this race now, so we're not far past distance. Into the hairpin they come. And the third place, having a bit of a lonely race at the moment, is Carl. So across the line goes Woodward to start the next lap. Then it's Phil Standish in the much higher revving four-cylinder MGTF LE500. Now, who's this battle been resolved in? It's been resolved in favour of Phil Bowden. Now, Phil Bowden's up to 4th place, and 5th place is a side-by-side by Pete Bramble and Pete Birchall. They come out the hairpin, but Bramble next up as they head down towards Claremont. So Bramble next up, then it's Birchall, then it's Keith Egar, and where's Mike Peters? And have we lost Mike Peters from this race? That may be it. I haven't seen Mike Peters come past. And here's Mike Peters. So he's had some sort of moment, so Mike Peters is now plumb last in the race, and that means his Cockshoot Cup hopes are fading, I think, as he comes into the hairpin. The leaders are going down out of Tower Corner, down through the Jim Clark S's. It's still Ashley Woodward in the lead from Phil Standish. And then how's that battle room being resolved further back? Oh, Pete Birchall has got past Pete Bramble, and there's Keith Egar behind. So we've only got one runner in Class F, and that's the red MGF of Brian Butler, and one runner in Class A, that's Ian Wright in the gold and red MG midget. So they're going to win their classes, providing they finish this race. Egar comes back off Bramble, and half distance just up, 10 minutes completed in this race, 10 minutes to go, and the fastest lap so far to Phil Standish. So a 1:50.43 to Phil Standish. And that fastest lap shows it's right on the tail of Woodward as they come around the hairpin this time. Exactly half distance in the race, and Woodward comes down now across the start-finish line. He's leading. 2nd place. Well, the V6 is quicker out of the hairpin, and that means that really there's no overtaking opportunity for Phil Standish there, I don't think. Now, there's the 3rd place man. That's still Carl Green in class, and he's leading Class B at the moment. So bearing down on him, he's got Phil Bowden. So Phil Bowden at the moment leading Peter Birchall and then Peter Bramble. So all the B's together. And it's Keith Egar, then Brian Butler, then Helen Waddington having a good race in her ZR, then Ian Wright. And well, Mike Peters has an awful lot to do now. I don't think, unless we had a safety car or something, Mike was able to close up. I don't think it's very likely that Mike will be able to do anything now and keep his Cockshoot Cup hopes alive till the race tomorrow afternoon. So there go the leaders down through the Jim Clark S's, and it's still Ashley Woodward in the blue V6 ZS that leads Phil Standish's LE500, and Mike Peters comes through. Mike not enjoying the wet conditions at all, I'm afraid. A great car set up for the dry pole position this morning, but really not enjoying these wet conditions. So Mike Peters is going to come across the line now. We'll see what his lap time is. He's coming across the line. Obviously the last lap here in a moment, 2:06 for Mike Peters that time, with the leaders doing 1:49, and Carl Green, the leader of Class B, doing a 1:55. So Mike Peters well off the pace at the moment as the leaders come back again with 8.5 minutes to go in this Cockshoot race. Still Ashley Woodward under heavy pressure here now. I think Phil Standish might be playing a bit of a waiting game here. He's just content, I think, to sit behind Ashley. The spray's not too bad, and then he's getting a pit signal from his crew, and he may just try and overtake to get up the lead on the last 1 or 2 laps. So they're going into Clairvaux at the moment before anybody else comes into sight. So a huge gap between first and second and the rest of this Cockshoot Cup race at the moment. So the lead is heading through the chicane onto the straight, and well, Standish is right on Woodward's tail this time. He may have a go going down towards Tower. You can see the power of the V6 though pulls away, and then the 4-cylinder power unit comes into play now. Will Standish have a go going into Tower for the lead? I don't think he's in a close enough position to do so. No, he isn't. And Woodward closes onto the racing line as they head back down the Jim Clark S's once again. And it's still Carl Green leading Class B in 3rd place in this race. And he's being closed very, very slowly down by Phil Bowden. Phil, of course, is in 3rd place in Class C, so he doesn't actually need to pass Carl Green to get another position in class, but that will take him on the road to get up to 3rd place. So everybody's still running, I'm pleased to say, in this Cockshoot Cup race. All the 13 drivers that started. Here comes Mike Peters. He's on last position up the parade at the moment. So we wait to see the leaders coming into view. Here they come, and it's still Woodward in the lead. Still Woodward just hanging on at the moment from Phil Standish. Now, let's have a look as they come out of the hairpin, because they're going to have to lap Mike Peters, I think, around about Clairvaux, and that might make an opportunity for Standish to get past Woodward. But a great dice going on at the front of this Cockshoot race at the moment. And look at the power of the V6. Look how much he pulls away from the 1800cc engine in the TF, and that means that Standish doesn't get back into the slipstream until they're right down at the end of the straight. So Woodward still leads. Now, we've got to change for 2nd place. It's very possible we will have no, it hasn't quite happened. But, it's going to happen very soon, I think. Class C car. So it's the 24 car of Phil Bowden, who's going to get past the number 30 car of Carl Green to take 3rd place in this race fairly shortly, I think. So those two are through only now, 3rd and 4th, as the lead is heading up towards Tower again. And it's still Woodward in the lead, and they're going to come up to lap Mike Peters somewhere around in the middle of Jim Clark S's, I think. So it's possible that, Mike Peters has a spin right in front of the leaders. A heartbreaking moment there for everybody. Fortunately, he spins onto the grass on the inside as Mike Peters, and not onto the circuit, but that must have been a terrible moment for the 2 lead cars, because they could see him and they knew they were going to lap him, but they didn't expect him to suddenly do that. So when Mike just glanced in his mirrors, saw that he was about to be lapped, just lost concentration, I guess, and spun right across the track. So both leaders will be breathing a sigh of relief there, and we'll see them hopefully back into our view soon. So when they cross the line, there's going to be 5 minutes left in this Cockshoot Cup race, the first of 2 this weekend. Here come the leaders now. More lappery to be completed shortly, and it's still Woodward leads. They've lapped Matty Maguire now. It's still Woodward leads Standish, but last time across the line it was measured as 0.85 seconds, and that's because, as we've said on a few occasions, Woodward gets a great drive out of the hairpin. Look at that, and he pulls away visibly from the LE 500, which just doesn't have the power to live with him. And that means that there's no overtaking opportunity for Phil Standish before they get down to Clairvaux. Now Mike Peters, I think, probably just about given up. Whether he took a gamble, I don't know. Might have taken a gamble on driving the tyres. So we're very close now to Brian Butler. In fact, Mike Peters is pitting, I think. Yeah, Mike Peters is pitting, so clearly he's giving up the struggle to stay on the circuit. He feels the car's not set up in the right way. So Mike Peters pitting, and means Brian Butler is the Cockshoot champion. Mike Peters now can't equal his score, so we will have a champion crowned this afternoon, and then we'll have a fun race tomorrow. So we have a change for 3rd place, as I predicted, and that means that Phil Bowden's up to 3rd place and Carl Green's down to 4th. So Carl Green's still leading Class B from now. We haven't won it coming into 3rd in class, so should be really pleased with that getting to 3rd in class. So 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Both leaders in view. it's the battle for second and third in Class B. So if Helen can get past Keith Egar, then she would actually be up to second in class. Here come the leaders, Ian Wright to be lapped. Still Woodward leads from Standish, but again nothing in it as they head into the hairpin. Right, we've just been told that Helen Waddington lapping is 2.5 seconds quicker than Keith Egar in the front wheel drive ZR, so ZR 170. So 4 seconds a lap quicker. So she's closing in hand over fist. She's got probably this lap and one more, I would guess, to get past Keith Egar for second in class. And you can see those two coming out of the chicane now. White midget of Keith Egar and the yellow MGZR 170 of Helen Waddington. So that's the battle for second and third in Class B. There's the leaders though, and they're going to be battling that battle. So we've got the lead battle. And Standish has got past. We missed that. I'm so sorry. We missed Standish. Got past somewhere. Somewhere down at the Clervaux end of the circuit. So as I speculated, I think Standish probably was biding his time. He was happy to sit in the slipstream of Ashley Woodward, and now he's got the lead. He's streaming away from Ashley Woodward, and those two are going to lap the battle between Keith Egar and just as they go out of our side, Helen Waddington was making an attempt to overtake Keith Egar, and they're going to have the blue flags waved at them because the leaders are coming right up behind them at the moment. So by the time they come back into our side, the leaders will have lapped them, and we'll see whether Helen Waddington's still ahead, rather behind Keith Egar, which is still ahead. Somebody else going to spin up the tower. Jackson had a spin up there. So here come the leaders, and yeah, Helen has got past. So Helen Waddington has got past Keith Egar. So we've got some changes for the lead and changes for second and third in Class B. So Carl Green still leads Class B. He's got Peter Birchall closing on him now, and Peter Bramble just being lapped by the leaders as well. So Phil Standish heads off down the start-finish straight with only just over a minute left on the clock. Did we get the last lap board then? Yes, we did get the last lap board, as we'd expect. And here's the person who actually doesn't even have to finish this race now to be Cockshoot Cup winner, but I'm sure he's going to. That's Brian Butler. So, champion at the end of this race. So the clock counts down to 40 seconds. There's the leaders coming down towards tower yet again, and this is going to be the last time for Phil Standish. He's going to have all his fingers and toes and everything else crossed because there's a huge flame spout coming out the back of the car. I don't know if that's normal, but on the overrun, but never mind. Oh, I hope that's not oil getting onto the exhaust, and I hope he's going to hang on to it because this car, I won't want to put the influences on it, but the commentator's curse, yes, but it does have a habit of breaking down on us, but it has won some races recently. So the rest of the field going across the line. Phil Bowden still in third place, Carl Green in fourth place. Pete Birchall now is right up behind Carl Green, so Pete Birchall could get fourth place from Carl Green on this last lap. And it's Pete Bramble who's already been lapped, Helen Waddington, Keith Egar, Brian Butler, Ian Wright, Manny Maguire, Aaron Jackson, of course Mike Peters having retired to the pit. So here comes the leaders. A great race between these two for the whole 20 minutes. We're going to see the checkered flag ready. Checkered flag is going to be waved for Phil Standish. He's got lots of his family here today. He's a local, lots of his family live locally. They're all here having a good time, and they're going to be even happier, aren't they? As Phil comes out the last corner, heads toward Ashley. Ashley has a big grassy moment there, but collects it all up. Checkered flag for Phil Standish. Second place for Ashley Woodward. And then we wait to see who's going to be third. Now, while we wait for that, we've got the battle for second place in Class B because those cars have been lapped. But Helen Waddington is going to clinch a fantastic second place in Class B. She does that now from Keith Egar, who's going to be third. And Pete Birchall over the back, Jim Clark-S is trying to get past Carl Green, doesn't make it, so maybe he's going to do it. There's Brian Butler, crosses the line now. He's celebrating. He knows he's the Cockshoot Cup champion, I think. So Brian Butler becomes the champion for 2017. Ian Wright wins Class A. And then here comes Manny Maguire. And that's still going to be by the look of it, Phil Bowden. And it's still Carl Green. He's going to take Class B at the moment. So here comes Phil Bowden to take third place in the race, a long, long way behind the first two, but of course he got bottled up at the start behind Mike Peters, which didn't help matters at all. So here comes Phil Bowden now. He takes third place across the line. Then we've got Carl Green. He goes across the line to take the win in Class B. And I think that's pretty much everybody home.
Out on the grid here. I hope, Dave, we've not talked over you. We've got Phil Standish and Ashley Woodward, and I have to say they've both got out of their cars grinning like drains, shaking hands, and both said, what a great race. But two totally different cars. Phil Standish in the TF. How does it feel a bit strange racing against something much bigger, totally different engine, rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive?
He always keeps me honest, and my car's nicely balanced in the wet, and it just came together really. He just let me a little gap, which I thought was very generous of him.
I didn't see. Whereabouts did you get past?
Down at the bottom corner.
Down going until the old chicane, down that tight bit. So, Ashley Woodward couldn't quite hold him off. We thought you were going to. Coming out the hairpin, you were storming away from him.
The car has the edge on the hairpin. Unfortunately, we were passing some back markers, and I thought I'd left space for the back marker, and Phil snicked through. But no, thoroughly enjoyable that, and really enjoyed it. There was a big difference in the cars. There was areas where Phil was a lot quicker, particularly around sunny and sunny out, and then there was areas on the twisty bits that mine was quicker. So we really enjoyed it.
Great entertainment for us. Thank you very much indeed, guys. Cockshoot Cup's gone to Brian Butler. So that's the way it is. Yes, Mike had a torrid race. Don't know what happened. He just disappeared, didn't he? It's a great shame. But that's motor racing. They'll be back again next year, I'm sure. We've got Paul Goodman here. Paul doesn't want us to. I'm doing all the miking. Paul, we're going to have a word. Here's Phil Bowden. Phil? Gordon Bennett gets taller and taller. Hard work out there?
Yeah, tricky conditions. I think these guys had finished their interviews by the time I came in.
Not quite, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it was not a great start. Lost quite a few places, but had a little tussle with Pete Birchall, which was good. And Cole Green was going very well as well. Was chasing him for a while. Eventually made a few places back, and here we are.
Third overall?
Can't complain.
Can't complain that. The ZS180 went all right?
Yeah, super, yeah.
Thank you very much. Now we'll be looking for the rest of the car. We're going to get the Class A and F. Ian Wright in Class A, Butler in Class... No, we're not.